which we can get to right now, about Christmas lights and Christmas decorations. When should they come down? This time during January. Geraldo Rivera is here. Geraldo, we want you to weigh in on this.
Three Kings Day.
January 7th. January 7th.
Yeah, that's already come and gone. But New York City, if you go outside, I mean, you could...
There's still got them up back here.
They look so forlorn. They seem so old. We're not even a third of the way through winter. I wish there was some other gay kind of holiday to cheer us up, particularly in February.
Yeah. Well, there's
we got
Valentine's
NFL playoffs.
Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah. Valentine's Day to me is so many women in my family. I have 3 daughters. Valentine's Day is okay. It's another Christmas for
you were over
another spending opportunity.
You were over at Trump Tower the other day.
Yesterday.
Did they get the Christmas decorations down there?
I don't recall seeing any Christmas. There may have been some. Actually, I saw them removing all of the old wreaths and so forth.
There we go. What did you meet with President-elect about?
Well, we've been friends for 40 years. Obviously, there were times during the campaign where I disagreed with some of his policies, but I've always been supportive of him as a person. I think he's a very honorable person.
Did he mention that how you
We joked about immigration particularly. Actually, the first thing we joked about, you'll love this, is he came in and said, "You look much better without the beard." That's the first thing. And Melania was there, so charming, the First Lady-elect, and she remembered my wife Erica's name, which I thought was really nice. They invited us to the White House, and I was very honored by that. But then the President-elect segued right into business. He had just met with the Lockheed CEO about the F-35, the fighter jet, the stealth jet, you know it well, where the cost overruns have been so overwhelmingly ridiculous, absolutely. And he was very proud of the fact that he had already gotten a discount on what the deal was prior to his election, and he looked forward to even getting that price for the American taxpayer down. It's a very necessary strategic weapon, but my goodness, if you pay $1 billion per aircraft, what good is it?
Well,
and we talked about a lot of things. We talked a bit about this whole illegitimacy thing that you've been talking about.
What did he say about that?
No, he just he jokes. He's very scornful of the people who are driving this narrative. And I am very scornful of it as well. We have one president-elect. He'll be the 45th person to be so honored. He is the president for all the country. And this by people like Congressman John Lewis, as much as I honor his past, is really, I think, very disruptive.
Geraldo, you sound far too rational.
So if our viewers are just waking up this morning, they don't know what we're talking about. John Lewis, a civil rights icon, had this to say about the legitimacy of the president-elect. Take a listen.
I believe in forgiveness. I believe in trying to work with people. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult. I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president. I think the Russians participated in having this man get elected, and they helped destroy the candidacy of Hillary Clinton. I don't plan to attend the inauguration. It would be the first one that I miss since I've been in the Congress. You cannot be at home with something that you feel that is wrong.
And as he always does, the president-elect hit back quickly and hard on that statement. He tweeted this morning, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime-infested, rather than falsely complaining about the election results. All talk, 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 no action or results. Sad. What do you make of both what the congressman is saying, but also how Trump always fights back?
Well, he always fights back, and he has not changed since 1970. He's old. When I met him, he had, as a young novice developer, 27 years old, he took the Hotel Commodore, which was a rat-infested hotel on 42nd Street, and here as a 27-year-old kid helps remake it into the Grand Hyatt Hotel, helping remake the whole of Manhattan. A guy that just doesn't say no and doesn't take no for an answer. I am very saddened by Congressman Lewis, just because I honor him in his past so much. We only have one president at a time. When John Kennedy defeated Richard Nixon, you had a situation where dead people were allegedly voting in Cook County, Illinois, and yet the Republicans got on board when John Kennedy was sworn in as the 35th president of the United States. Now we come to the 45th president of the United States. We only have one at a time, and I think that we've got to embrace it.
Does Hillary Clinton need to make some sort of a speech this week, bringing people together? Remember Al Gore's mending fences speech after?
Say something.
No, we're talking about contested elections in 2000, absolutely, where he won the popular vote. Al Gore did, and lost Florida in the recount that was highly controversial, and he helped mend the country. I think that the mere presence of the Clintons, of President and former First Lady, Secretary of State Clinton at the inaugural is enough. I think the fact that they're going along with the Bush family is very. I am honored that they honor the traditions and history of the United States, and there's dignity in that whole the message that sends. She doesn't.
No,
have
that's
to say,
well said. But you know, Geraldo, this has been going on for years now. I mean, when you think about even the media that has sort of laughed at just the thought of Donald Trump even running for president, said he's dipped his toe in potentially running for a number of different election cycles. Our producers took a look back at some of those moments. Watch this.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
We better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket.
Next, I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on. Sorry to laugh.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
It's so
Ann Coulter's face in that, right? Yeah. She said it with such confidence, and everyone was laughing. She's like, yeah, you'll see.
Geraldo, they're not laughing today.
They're not laughing. You know, it's funny. I brought with me, I just used something like this. I brought with me to the meeting with the president-elect the Fox News internal memo, the 5 p.m. memo from Election Day, and the headline is, we expect to be able to call the election for Hillary Clinton at 11 p.m. And then it goes through the reasoning. This is the Fox News internal memo, and I showed it to the president-elect, and he autographed it for our boss, Bill Shine. He said, it didn't turn out that way, did it? Love, Donald.
Wow.
And I brought it back to Bill Shine because everybody got it wrong. He defied all the odds. It was the biggest political upset in history, and now he intends to govern with the same confidence that he ran his businesses, and I think he's going to do fine.
Geraldo, is there, I mean, there's 5 stages of grief. The first is denial, and they seem to be stuck right there at stage 1. When and how do they move past this? I mean, denying that he's president or trying to say he's not legitimate, where does it help them? How does it?
I think that, unfortunately, Inauguration Day will not be helpful, despite the fact that the former first families will be there to show their moral support for the constitutional process. The fact that you have 750,000 demonstrators is unprecedented. It is extraordinary, and it will be a very abrasive visual, I think. You'll have one picture of the 1 million or 2 million who go for the inauguration, and then there'll be the 750,000 who are there protesting. I think that day might be a day where, unfortunately, these wounds are exacerbated rather than healed. I think
but they're exacerbating themselves. They want to.
And for no reason other than to vent their frustration. That's why I have to say again and again, give Donald Trump a chance. We have one president at a time. To go forth with this narrative of illegitimacy is counterproductive. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help Congressman Lewis's district. No. It doesn't help anybody. We've got to pull together. I don't mean to sound Pollyannish. I've been around the block, you know, but we've got to really move forward together. And if you don't like it, just just do whatever it is.
Certainly does not help the Democratic Party.
You know what the funny thing is, though, how combative he is and how willing he is to take on, an opponent if he has to. One of the big things, I was on Celebrity Apprentice the last season that he did, and I was the runner-up, and he started joking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, did you see the ratings on Arnold Schwarzenegger? And he owns half the show with Mark Burnett. You see the ratings on the new Apprentice? And I'll show you something. He pulls out another piece of paper. He is Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump, #1 rated. He had 1 week he had the #1 and 2 rated shows. Look at this. Look at this. You know what Schwarzenegger got? It was hilarious. It was so funny.
Same guy.
1 week until he's our next
And you'll be
president.
there.
Will you be there?
I'll be there. I'll be there with you guys Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning.
Very good.
Good to have you here this morning.
Thanks, Geraldo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.